Hello, everyone. Hope you've had a good week. It's been a little bit of a tricky and unsettled week in the weather department with rain and thunderstorms. Wednesday was very interesting in that regard as well, especially. But Thursday was a lot more tame, although we did have a breeze to start off the day, lingering from the front passing through on Wednesday, which did influence wind chills. Let me take you full and let's talk numbers. 47-30 at BWI. Surplus and rain is still very much up there, 2 2/3 basically, and we're going to have sunsets 6 o'clock or later starting this weekend and heading into next week. So another notable detail here. Although I will say wind chills, subtract a good 5, maybe close to 10 degrees away from that low, and then you got yourself some wind chills there. But again, wind started to really taper off towards midday on Thursday, so that did help in that aspect of things. Still, nonetheless, pretty cold. Oakland was at 18 to start off the day, even close to freezing along the US 50 corridor down in the Eastern Shore and the Delmarva Peninsula. But temperatures bounced back pretty nicely, 40s to around 50 for pretty much everybody Cumberland eastward. Oakland remained at freezing. Gaithersburg was the biggest jump. They've been a winner of a few biggest jumps so far this year out of the forecast I've done weekly this year to this point. So they might be a contender for the most of the biggest jumps for the year. I'll probably have a segment on that probably at some point later down the line as we head towards the end of 24, knock on wood. But they've had a few. Moving on from that, however, weekend's going to be kind of a tale of two stories. Saturday's a washout. Sunday's looking better. However, it's rinse and repeat with the week ahead. We will have warmer conditions in terms of temperatures, but however, it comes at the cost of more precipitation chances, more rain, if you will. One of the culprits will be this system moving in from the Gulf starting late Friday and moving in as we head towards Saturday. Warmer conditions will take place after this passes by, and it comes with that caveat of higher precipitation chances. Let's talk about that real quick and why we do have that chance. So I do have the model pulled up in a broader view than the one that you're going to see not too long from now after I explain this. Pardon me. Let's discuss this real quick. So here's our system coming in from the Gulf, right? Southeast, that's going to move in late Friday. And that's going to influence a good chunk of the first half, if not the first 3 quarters of Saturday. Here it is, 7 a.m. in the morning, getting to 10 a.m. in the morning, still lingering around, still persisting. And then 1 o'clock starting to move away. By 7 p.m. tomorrow night, a lot of this should be out of the area. However, there is a catch. That low will be sticking around within close proximity here. If I can do a measurement, as of, what is this, by the way? 7 a.m. on Sunday morning. It's not going to be too far away. Give or take less than 400 miles, according to the GFS model that's just coming in. So the problem with that and what it presents, not only for Sunday, but for Monday and beyond that into Tuesday, before this next system in the midweek, is this. That counterclockwise flow of the cyclone, that's going to be on onshore flow. And that could cause problems in terms of bringing a little bit of moisture and a little bit of rain because of the close proximity and the water nearby from the Atlantic influencing that. I will leave chances for Monday and Tuesday around 20%. All right. That's what we're looking at in terms of the potential that we have for rain in the early week. It won't be significant, but it's going to be there simply because of that component. And then we have another little offshore disturbance that's going to be trying to move its way up here as we head into Tuesday. That could bring more rain chances, but again, it won't be significant. Here's our more substantial rain chance here as we head into the midweek. Here's Wednesday with this upcoming system. That's going to move through. However, that's not all, because potentially towards the end of the week, I know this frame stops a little bit back towards the southeast. there is another system that we got to watch back here in the southeast. And that could be a problem as we head into next weekend. Now, the timing on that and components can change, of course. I don't want to say too much about it. But again, we are entering into a more unsettled weather pattern, and it's best for us to probably be prepared for that. Let's talk GFS here and Euro. If my graphics can cooperate here, come on. You can do it. There we go. And you can see here GFS and the Euro, that initial system, and then you will see the secondary system on the GFS first, and then the Euro second. And that's the closer view in state, but the one I just showed you was a little bit more broader with a little bit more of the components that will play the role, a little bit more in depth. So yes, we will have numerous rain chances. Wednesday looks to be the bigger of the two as of the moment, or the bigger of the week in terms of the rain chances. And it should be two because we will have the onshore disturbance and that main event coming through, and then we may have even more rain behind that. So we're not quite in the clear even after the Wednesday situation. Mitchell meter for the weekend, I could give it a 5 because Sunday's going to be looking better, but we will have cloud cover around. Saturday's looking like a washout. Overall, average is going to be around a 4, 4.5. For the next 7, I'd say a 5, maybe a 5.5, because yes, it will be warmer. However, it does come at the cost of higher precipitation chances, kind of like what happened this past week. So yes, it will be warmer. 63 on Sunday here in the city. However, that rain chance goes back into play. You see here Wednesday, pretty substantial. And even Thursday and Friday, I'm keeping it at 40%. And looking at next weekend, again, that could be another problem within itself. We'll have to talk about it when we get to that juncture. But at least we have some drier days. Should be drier days in theory as we head through the second half of the weekend and in the early work week, close to 70 down in Soma. And then Western Maryland looking pretty nice for your standards in that 2 to 3 day gap that we may have, barring any rain chances there. Far Western Maryland, we should be somewhere in the 40s or 50s this time of the year. We'll be approaching 60, if not into the mid 60s by Monday and Tuesday. How about that? And then Eastern Shore, Delmarva, some nice weather, kind of sandwiched in between some not so nice, dare I say, crappy weather that is going to be heading our way. By the way, Wednesday weather discussions are returning. 5:30 Eastern on Wednesday evenings. I wasn't able to do it this past Wednesday because I had back-to-back exams. And if you know anything about that, those can mentally exhaust you. So that's why I didn't do it, and even though with all the active weather that was taking place. But hopefully I will be able to do it this week. I hope you have a great weekend. Be safe, stay warm, stay dry. I'm Jay Mitchell from 4 WX.